Hello, my grade 4 students. It's another SST lesson, and we're going to discuss early history of the Northeast, which is the lesson 2 of chapter 4. And last week, we talked about the geography of the Northeast, and we've learned that it has a varied geography and climate, and we also learned about its people who use natural resources to earn a living by farming, mining, logging, and fishing. All right, and today's learning objective is to describe the early people of the Northeast. Let's begin with our vocabulary. Number one is confederation. It is a loosely united group of governments working together, or you can say it is a group of government representatives to settle or solve disputes, problems, disagreements, and create laws. Number two is colony. I know that you're familiar with this word because we've been using this from our cultural history and of course SST lesson. So again, grade 4, when you see colony, it is a settlement that is ruled by far away government, or it is a group of people from one country who build a settlement in another territory or land. All right, and third word is colonist, means a person who lives in a colony. And number 4 is port. It is a trading center where ships are loaded and unloaded. We have number 5, independence means the freedom to govern oneself. For example, when you grow up and move out and start making your own decision, this is also an example of independence. And number 6 is declaration, means an official statement or a formal announcement. And the last one, we have revolution. It is a major sudden change in government or in people's lives. All right, so it occurs grade 4 when large masses of people decide to take power from a government that treats its people unfairly. All right, again, we have the word confederation, colony, colonist, port, independence, declaration, and revolution. Now let's get to know the early people of the Northeast. Before the 1500s class, Native Americans were the only people living in the Northeast. They included tribes from 2 language groups, and these were the Iroquoian and Algonquian languages. Most of the Algonquian tribe live near the Atlantic coast, and most of the Iroquois tribes live in further inland. Now let's find out their ways and sources of living. In most Native American villages in the Northeast grade 4, people share the land and its resources. They hunted in the forest, fished in the nearby waters, and also people gathered wild foods such as roots, nuts, and berries. They also worked together to grow corn, beans, squash, melons, and other crops. The forests of the Northeast were an important resource. So we're talking about here trees, woods. So Native Americans used woods to build their homes and villages, and they also made tools, weapons, and canoes with wood. But at times, Native American groups grade 4 in the Northeast fought each other. So the Iroquois legend tells how 2 leaders came up with a plan for peace. So look at the picture here, and these leaders were Hiawatha and Diganawida. So they convinced 5 of the largest Iroquois tribes to join a confederation or a group of government that worked together. So this group is the one that settle disputes or disagreements, and then they create laws. All right, so Diganawida wanted the 5 tribes to act as only one body, one head, and one heart. In this part of the lesson grade 4, let's find out the colonists who settled in the northeast part of the United States. Okay, once again, when you see colony, it is a group of people from one country who build a settlement in another territory or land. So in the 1500s, Europeans began to explore the Northeast. So they sailed in ships across the Atlantic Ocean from England, France, and Holland. So let's find out who are the early settlers. By 1610, English explorer named Henry Hudson had traveled along much of the northeast coast. He sailed up what is now the Hudson River, and there he described a region that was rich in natural resources. And in time grade 4, some Europeans decided to move to the northeast. Most hoped to make money for selling the region's wood, fish, and furs in Europe. And let me tell you that forests, fish, and furs were not as abundant in England as they were in the northeast. All right, and also others came to make a better life for themselves. And by the way, this is Henry Hudson. Okay, so this is the first part of the lesson. So in the second part, we're going to discuss about the Northeast colonies. We have a continuation of this part, which is the colonies, and we're going to discuss as well forming a nation. Right, so that's for now.